Hi, my name is Jake, and I am a bookish drummer. So for this video, it's basically going to be me going over some SFF books, science fiction and fantasy, and some thriller books that me and Stacey are both excited to read. And by the end of the video, y'all will vote on which SFF books and which thriller books that you are the most excited for us to buddy read together, because she is going to be visiting me in November and December, and we'll be doing a little bit of reading, and we're just very curious to see which books you guys are the most excited for us to buddy read. So for the beginning of this video, I'm going to be showing y'all 5 SFF books that we're both very interested in, and you're going to, at the end of the video, vote for which one that you're the most excited for us to read. And then the second half, we're going to be doing the same thing, except it'll be for thriller books. 5 thriller books that we're both excited to read, and you'll vote on which one you want us to read together. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So let's talk about the SFF books that y'all can vote for. And the first one that I have here is The Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruocchio. Still don't know how to pronounce that name, but I've heard pretty much nothing but great things about this series. I get a little bit of mixed feelings about the first book. Like, some people say it's great. Some people say it's a good starting book, but the series gets better. I know Stacey is extremely excited to read this. She is pretty much guaranteed that she's going to love this series. I don't know if that's the case for me, but we're both very interested in giving it a shot. So if you want us to read it, go vote for it. Book number 2 for SFF that y'all can vote for is The Darkness That Comes Before by R. Scott Baker. Now, this is going to make my buddy Narsol extremely happy, because this is one of his all-time favorite series, one of his all-time favorite authors, and he's been basically bugging me to read this series for the whole year, and I've been kind of putting it off, but you know, I will eventually get to it. If it's not voted for November or December, I will definitely be reading it next year. But if y'all are interested in reading this, I know it's supposed to be like a very dark and heavy dark fantasy. I think this whole trilogy and this whole series is supposed to be inspired by the Crusades, and it's supposed to be about like a holy war. So it's definitely going to be like dark in nature and tone. If you guys are excited for me and Stacey to buddy read this, go vote for The Darkness That Comes Before. Book number 3 for SFF will be The Voice of War by Zach Argyle. Now, I know a lot of people, especially in the Wizardly Duo Discord, which I'm a part of, love this book, love this series, love this author. It's supposed to be one of the best self-published fantasy works that have come out in the last few years. I still don't quite know what it's about, but I'm still excited to read it nonetheless. And I know Stacey is as well, so if you're excited for me and Stacey to buddy read it together, vote for Voice of War. Probably the book that I'm the most excited for is book 4. That would be The Wolf of Oren Yarrow by K.S. Veloso. These author names, I'm just terrible. But super excited for this. I actually started this a few months ago, but I just got burnt out on fantasy and never completed it. I only read like the first 3 chapters, but from what I read of it, it was pretty good. But I'm extremely excited for this first book and just the trilogy as a whole. I know my good buddy Josephina from Feeny Reads, she loved this trilogy. And I know Stacey is also super excited to read this as well. So if you want me to read The Wolf of Oren Yarrow, go vote for it. And book number 5 for SFF is a self-published book that I've owned for quite a while, and me and Stacey have just not gotten around to it yet, and that would be The Dark That Dwells by Matt Digman and Ryan Roddy. I know this is supposed to be a really good and really fun self-published science fiction book. I think it's supposed to be it almost reads like a video game, is what I heard. I don't really know. I won this book for Guess the Books like way last year. Or maybe, yeah, like last year. I don't know. I've had it for a while and I still haven't gotten around to it. And Stacey has also acquired this book and we're both interested in reading it. And if you guys are interested in us buddy reading it together very soon, then go check out that book. So, in summation, 5 SFF books that you can vote for is Empire of Silence, The Darkness That Comes Before, Voice of War, The Wolf of Oren Yarrow, and The Dark That Dwells. So if you're interested in me and Stacey reading any of those books, vote for that at the end of the video. And the second thing y'all will be voting for is the mystery thriller books, or book, I should say, that y'all want us to read in November and December. And I have 5 thrillers here that I know me and Stacey are very excited to get to, and we're probably going to end up reading all of these anyway, but it'll still be fun to see which one that you guys are the most excited for us to read. So without further ado, let's jump into it. We've got Jar of Hearts as the first one by Jennifer Healier. And again, for thrillers, I try to go into them knowing very little, and for this one especially, Sharon, my buddy Sharon Dwyer, said that this is really good, and we don't want to know what it's about. But if you guys have read it and you know what it's about and you're excited for us to read it, go vote for Jar of Hearts. For book number 2, we have The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. Now, I know Stacey is excited for Karen Slaughter because she's actually read a Karen Slaughter book. I think it was called Pretty Girls, and she said it was pretty good, especially the ending was very brutal and very dark for a thriller. So I'm excited for that because I love dark stuff and thrillers. It's a little bit on the chunky side, so it might be a little bit more on the slow side, but I'm still very much interested in it. And again, I really don't know what this one is about. I do know, again, my buddy Sharon Dwyer, we have pretty similar tastes in thrillers and horrors for the most part, and she really likes Karen Slaughter, so me and Stacey are very excited to get to this one, and if you want to vote for it, you can vote for The Good Daughter. And for book number 3, we have Jane Harper, or The Dry by Jane Harper, I should say. I mean, her name is like giant and then the title is small. Either way, we're both excited for this one. I think it's supposed to be another like serial killer thriller kind of deal. I know Stacey's sister has read this and she recommended it to Stacey, and then Stacey recommended it to me. So we're both very much interested in trying Jane Harper, and if you guys are interested in us giving it a shot, then vote for The Dry by Jane Harper. And book number 4, I'm very much excited to read this, and that would be My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. And the main reason that I'm interested in this is because there's, I think, a Dexter comparison. Yeah, it says, Dexter meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith in this wildly compulsive debut thriller about a couple whose 15-year marriage has finally gotten too interesting. So yeah, I am extremely interested in this, and I know Stacey is as well. We both own a copy, and we're both very much interested in reading it. So if you want us to try out this debut thriller that has Dexter vibes to it, my all-time, or one of my all-time favorite shows, I should say, go vote for My Lovely Wife. And for number 5, the last thriller book I have for y'all to vote for, possibly the one that I'm most excited for, it's either this one or My Lovely Wife. I'm both very excited for. Enough beating around the bush, that would be The Night Swim by Megan Golden. And for me and Stacey, we both read one of her other books called Escape Room. That one was very good. I gave it 4.5 stars. One of the best endings to a thriller I've ever read. The ending was superb. And this one I'm very interested in because it's supposed to have like a podcast element to it. And I recently read, well, not recently, but a few months back, I read Sadie, which is like a young adult thriller, and that had a podcast element, and that was very fun to listen to. And The Night Swim is on Scribd as an audiobook, so I'm definitely going to be immersion reading this, and I know Stacey is interested in this as well. And like I said, if you're interested in us buddy reading this together, you can vote for The Night Swim. So let's recap. So the 5 thriller books that y'all can vote for here are Jar of Hearts, The Good Daughter, The Dry by Jane Harper, My Lovely Wife, and The Night Swim. So yeah, those are 5 thrillers that y'all can vote for. All right, this is the end of the video, and yeah, y'all are gonna vote, and just do it in the comments. Like, just leave down just one from each category, one SFF, and then one thriller that y'all are extremely excited for us to buddy read together in November and December when she's down here visiting, which will be a lot of fun. And I'll probably just, I don't know when I'll collect all of the comments and do all the voting, but I'll probably leave it open for a while, and it'll be fun to see which books that y'all pick for us to read. We're excited for all of these books, so we're eventually going to get to all of them, but pretty much the one who wins for each category, we're going to prioritize and make sure that we read together while she's in town. So make sure to comment down below your vote for which SFF book that you're the most excited for us to read together, and which thriller book that you're the most excited for us to read together. And make sure to comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and the Bookastronomer Discord. And if you'd like to further support me financially, go check out my Patreon page and see what that's all about. Also, go check out my Amazon wishlist if anyone would like to buy me a book. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a fantastic doodly-ass day.